Brasov, Romania.
No rock.
No rock?
No rock.
The room that we're sleeping in tonight, Dracula slept in there.
Oh yeah, and Brasov, it's got its own Hollywood sign. What an animal. Thank you so much. Whoa.
Thank you.
We've gone up over 1,000 feet. Look at that. Good afternoon, guys, from Brasov, Romania. We are here in the heart of the old town. I'm so excited. This is one of the places when I was looking up Romania and I saw photos, Brasov, I was like, I have to go there. But we are on our 8-day road trip with our friends Vlad and Georgiana from Romanian Thrills. If you didn't see our last video, we started our incredible road trip, trying out some amazing traditional dishes that we have never had before. Like, I tried pig fat on bread. Pig fat on bread, that is crazy. And then we visited Bran castle, Dracula's castle. It really is the fairy tale meets the horror. It is beautiful, but I need to show you around. Well, Molly needs to show you around this place we're staying at. We're in this incredible little courtyard in this 500-year-old building.
Welcome to your new home.
Oh my god, this staircase.
Be really careful. So, as Matt said, this is a 500-year-old building and we are staying at Villa Katarina. It's honestly stunning. I don't even know where to start. So this is, I think it's called the Emerald apartment, which is amazing. So you have a kind of spare bed here, always a spare bed for Matt. Gorgeous table and chairs. The decor is so old.
It's like 100-year-old. It's very similar to what the Queen would have had, or one of the last queens at Bran Castle. So it's sort of like,
yeah, it's simple but elegant but royal, and the ceilings are super high because that is what they would have had in these 500-year-old houses. The floorboards creak, not so much now because I've said it, but you have beautiful stained glass on the doors and like amazing bay windows. But then
the chandelier.
This is our bedroom. I mean, this is fit for a queen.
That's not 500 years old.
Unfortunately not, but we do have a gorgeous, oh, that does feel quite nice. It's like a little cushion and everything about it is just so vintage. I don't know if vintage is the right word though. It's all very wooden. And then you need to see the bathroom.
This place is massive.
Hang on, can you hear the creaking?
In the apartment, we can just wave. Over there somewhere is Vlad Georgiana's room.
And our bathroom, again, like I feel like this is what the Queen would have had. You've got gold paintings, gold bathtub, gold sink, and a modern day shower. She probably wouldn't have had this, but she definitely would have had a gold bathtub.
I'm actually so excited to explore Brasov, but I haven't even explained the coolest part about this place that we are staying in. It's Villa Katarina is the name, but Katarina, she was the girl, the mistress, the girlfriend of Vlad the Impaler. And basically, if you haven't seen our video at Bran Castle yesterday, Vlad the Impaler, that is Dracula. So over 500 years ago, in this house, Dracula has been in this house. And Villa Katarina, of course, being his girlfriend, her family home, that is what it is named after. So basically, I can say that the room that we're sleeping in tonight, Dracula slept in there.
This here actually is Katarina. Me and Vlad were actually saying that Molly looks a little bit like Katarina, so you could be the reincarnation.
Hang on a sec. What about if I just pretend that I have, what are they called? Pony, like pigtails, little plaits. What do you think?
Do you mind if I can be your Dracula?
No, I don't.
No rock.
No rock?
No rock.
Alcohol is a welcome drink. I love Romania.
We are staying in the nicest building. The colours here, as soon as you get out in Brasov, are something that we haven't seen anywhere. It's so dissimilar to Bucharest, and this city dates back to like the 12th century. So again, it is a very, very old city, and of course we're exploring the old town. It's quite nice to head out in the afternoon and start exploring the city rather than start off really early in the morning, get back early. I think it's nice to start in the evening or afternoon, early evening. You can chill out, have some drinks, explore the old town, see all the sights.
Oh yeah, and Brasov, It's got its own Hollywood sign.
It is so cool. Unfortunately, it's not old. It's not a medieval thing. It is quite new, but
It's
I do
the best
think
thing to
that,
come out of communism, right?
Either Hollywood was inspired by Brasov,
I think
or
it was
the other way around.
I really think, but hopefully we're going to head up there tomorrow morning.
It's really cool.
This is definitely a bit of us. We are literally like 2 minutes from the main pedestrian street with all of the bars and restaurants, and the colours of the buildings here, the architecture. You can notice, like I said straight away, how different it is around here. And then you walk through the pedestrian street and we have made it on to the main square.
What a beautiful city. It is gorgeous, and it is coming alive with the main pedestrian street and all of the lovely bars and restaurants. But I am in the main square. Behind me here you have the town hall. Of course, they all have a gorgeous sort of pinky colour about them, my favourite obviously. And you also have the biggest Orthodox church in, I believe, Eastern Europe. Now it's not an Orthodox church, it's actually a Protestant church. Looks kind of medieval, I would say, and definitely fits in with this whole Transylvanian vibe with the pointed sort of, I don't know what you'd call them, like the pointed towers. Looks very gothic, very medieval, and the architecture here has been quite stunning, I would have to say. It's like sort of Saxon era, and you've got like these little sort of like windows and bays and gorgeous woodenness, and it's all very fancy. It's a very beautiful city.
The church here is actually so imposing. It sort of like overlooks the old town. That's what I feel. It gives me the feel like it just, you could look out from here, a bit like a fortress or a castle overlooking the old town. But it's actually also got the nickname the Black Church, because when it was getting built in around the 16th century, many people tried to set it on fire, and you can actually see some of the markings there still today from where they tried to burn it. That is mainly because beliefs changed a lot back in the day, and it was built as a Catholic church, but people's views and beliefs changed to Protestant.
Just a short walk from the Black Church is one of the narrowest streets in Europe.
Oh my God, you could climb the walls.
I could probably climb the walls. It is pretty cool. It's actually called Rope Street, and I originally thought that it was basically for people to like do things like this, but actually it's because these houses are all joined together and they're kind of like a fort. So the houses are fortified, so should any enemies want to set them on fire, all houses would go up and people wouldn't be able to escape. No one could get any water or anything to help the houses. So what the firefighters decided to do was basically conduct a very long narrow street to pass water through to maybe stop the fire should anyone attack.
Oh my God, this gets so thin. Vlad, think you're gonna be able to fit through this?
Yeah, now we can.
At least there's nothing to hit your head this time, so we're okay. You'll notice in a lot of the old buildings here in Romania, everyone used to be short like 200-300 years ago, so hitting your head is very common, but here you just got to make sure you haven't eaten too many Romanian pastries. But basically what the Lovelock Bridge in Paris is, this is the wall of signing. You can sign whatever you want along here on the white wall, which is really cool. People leave their messages. It is actually getting very narrow here. Actually so cool. Not only is it one of the thinnest streets, do you reckon I've got it in me? Oh. Maybe
and
not.
You know, just behind you is actually the Brasov sign, but you can't see it.
Starting
How cool
to come.
is that?
It's so cool, and the colours. See? Made for short people.
Oh yeah, it happened to me so many times.
Lady Rope.
Lady.
She only has half an arm, but.
And if there ever was a fire, we can just undress her.
You certainly would not be doing that.
Yeah.
No rock.
No rock.
No rock.
No rock.
So who's doing it in one? Who is doing it in one?
Neither of us. You haven't done it. Quick. Oh, that's your turn.
I'm waiting for you three. What an animal. Vlad has absolutely put me to shame there. We have come into La Chaouen, which basically means like the cauldron. So they'll have dishes that have been cooked in like a cauldron, right? And what better way to start after walking around the old town than having the palinka. I know it's going to be strong, but it's actually from a local distillery, so I've got to do it right in the rock.
Are you going to do it down in one?
I don't know. I think I'm sipping. I've been shown up. Well, that's nice. It's pear as well.
It's a burner.
I think I could do that in one. I'm going to do it in one. Why not? You only live once.
You won't live once after that.
Oh my god, that's good.
I am trying a new beer, which is Zaganu, and it's actually from the Brasov area, which is the road that we took from Bucharest to Brasov. That was a lot of facts and a lot of thinking. I'm going to try it. I'm going to pretend that I haven't already tried.
I think it's the palinka.
Yeah,
Stutters.
the thing is, Molly had a sip of the palinka, so that's why she's like, oh, now I'm moving on to the beer. But
yeah,
realistically,
no, I've had a good sip of my palinka, but it has actually burnt my inside, so I'm staying with my Zaganu.
Thank you so much. Whoa.
Thank you.
How good does this look? That is like so aesthetically pleasing, isn't it? So we have a bean soup in bread. Like, how did they even manage that? Like, the making, I'm fascinated by the making of it, but the eating of it's actually, I would say it's quite complicated. It's a cool way to eat it. So basically the soup will turn in, it will like evaporate and it will soak into the bread. So at the end you can sort of eat the bread with the soup all soaked in. I'm gonna have a quick spoonful of it.
Oh my god, yeah.
Hot, hot, hot. Grab a bit of onion, it's like a chaser. Dip it in the soup. Okay.
Out of 10.
It enhances, doesn't it?
The flavours. So the soup is really warm, it's really hearty.
What you need on a rainy day.
And then the onion, like, how can you make onion taste that good? But after that, and add in the salt, onion tastes phenomenal. This actually looks so good as well.
It's actually amazing.
I'm jealous now.
Well, you can have a taste. So it's our very own authentic cauldron chicken. It's fried chicken. But obviously the chicken tastes so much better in Romania because we have a little trick. This little white spread here, we call it garlic sauce. It's not necessarily a sauce because it has a very light texture because it's just garlic, water and salt. But we put this stuff everywhere. You know, there's a lot of vampires here, right? We need to be well protected. So I just pour the stuff all over the chicken, and this might be the very best, most delicious fried chicken that you ever tried in your life.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Oh my god, look at this feast.
Looks amazing. I'm not sure I can even eat anymore after last night's. I'm going to say last night was a feast too. We actually had papanash brought out.
Oh, here we are. Hey. How good does this look?
Hey, look here.
Yeah. You look better than the papanash.
Oh, thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Those are huge.
Yes.
Thank you. Oh.
That is so filling.
I think that's the best one we've had so far as well.
I also think it's probably one of my favourite desserts ever. But I need to get stuck in with our breakfast. They brought us a Transylvanian breakfast, which is kind of like the meats, cheese. You have fresh Transylvanian bread.
I've got to eat the Transylvanian bread, and apparently it protects us because the Dracula came back to us last night. I think I felt someone else in there. It really was a breakfast for a king. As you can tell by my breath, we're doing a short hike now up the mountain that overlooks the city of Brasov to the Brasov Hollywood sign. I'm going to call it the Brasov Hollywood sign. There's actually the vernacular. We are lucky enough it was closed yesterday. They've managed to open it this morning, so we're going to go up. Hopefully dodge this rain and look at the view, which is now engulfed by clouds. It looks really cool. But yeah, breakfast is amazing. They also actually have a really nice place downstairs where you can eat your breakfast in like a little chill out zone. Again, made for a king.
Well, this is pretty cool. I'm going in a Coca-Cola one. Oh, we've got to go. Oh, God.
Oh, we're getting rushed on. Quick run, Molly. Oh my God. That was crazy. We are now up at the top within about a minute, I would say. It must have been maybe 2 minutes, a minute, and we've gone up over 1,000 feet. Look at that. It's so, I kind of like it. It's so foggy because you're up in the valley. The town has just completely disappeared below us. We have ran through the top of the mountain because, as you can see, the heavens have really opened today. It sort of adds to the scenery. Being in the valley, the clouds are like engulfed over the famous Brasov sign, which of course inspired Hollywood.
Of course it did.
Of course inspired Hollywood to do the same. I mean, It's a shame about the weather, but it kind of adds to sort of like.
I think it looks cool. It's like misty.
It's really nice, and they're huge. From afar, you don't realise, appreciate the size of actually how big these letters are.
We are back. That weather is something else
I liked
today.
it. Them clouds were like just moving and just would engulf the Brasov sign.
They change so quickly though. So 1 minute they're like engulfed in you, the next minute they're just gone, the next minute they come back.
So we basically ran back to the room. We went back down the vernacular, which is actually the oldest vernacular in all of Romania.
It's like 50 years old.
I think it's older than that.
No, 50, 70, 71.
Yeah, it's about 50 years old. We actually walked past the old fortress walls, which is really cool, but it's been an amazing day and morning in Brasov. And the food?
Oh my God. We were in a food coma. I can't lie. The food was so good. Our first time trying the bread pot bean soup.
Oh my God, it was so good.
Which was so good.
And the old town is beautiful. It really is.
Really
Highly
nice.
recommend. The old town is absolutely gorgeous.
But we have loved our very short stay at Villa Katarina.
Oh my God,
the
can you
history behind
believe-
places is so good.
Can you believe we have stayed in a bedroom where Dracula's stayed with his
Supposedly,
girlfriend?
his mistress.
That's crazy, but it has been amazing. We have so much more, bit of fluff, lined up on this incredible tour with our friends at Romanian Thrills. So stay tuned for some more adventures. I don't even know what's coming next.